up, anime fans? Feels like it's been a long time since we talked about any anime stuff. So we're gonna talk about this awesome anime that I was talking about forever, and I know I was telling everybody to watch it, and you guys are probably like, shut up, Little Ren, we don't want to watch this. Then you did watch it, and you saw how awesome it was, and you watched the end, and you were like, oh my god, Little Ren, why? I'm gonna explain to you all of that in my review of Aldnoah.Zero. I loved Aldnoah.Zero. I loved every episode. It was nice, short, sweet, and then it got to the end, and there's gonna be a season 2, and I seriously almost cried my eyes out because of such a cliffhanger. But let's go back to the beginning to say what this anime is actually about. So Aldnoah.Zero is about the conflict between Earth Terrans and diverse Empire Martians. So Martians, apparently in the 70s, like people went off into space and they made a colony up there, and then somehow in like the 90s, they got this really weird like Nazi mentality where they blamed Earth people for everything, and they're like, we're gonna take over the motherland. And they did by like dropping these huge, like just destructive Kataphract, what they're called, but they're basically mobile suits, down on Earth and just destroying just like everything. And people have like PTSD and they can't even deal with it right now, but they're like ultimately lost. So the Martians went back to Mars and just kind of like fumed and like, so angry, right? So back on Earth, they're actually training children, high school kids, obviously, because it's anime. Who else is gonna be the main character? And they're training these high school kids to fight in these mobile suits. They're called Kataphracts. I said that before in case you didn't understand what I was talking about. It's a really weird word. They put a lot of weird words in this anime. So they're training in them. You have your main character whose name is Inaho, which is pretty awesome because he is not your typical, what I like to call useless, dark-haired character, because he actually is very smart. He's very tactically savvy. He knows everything about combat. Apparently he studies. He's not just that character that like stares out the window in high school in the back row. He knows what the heck he's doing, and he uses his abilities to fight off these Martians. The big conflict comes when the princess of Mars, who's this beautiful blonde-haired chick, learns about Earth from this boy who was from Earth. His dad was a scientist who went to Mars. Such and such happened. They were there for a few years, and he's telling her all about Earth. Oh, it's great. The sky's blue and the grass is green and there's water. And she's like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. I want to go there one day. And so she goes trying to be an ambassador to like kind of ease the tension between the two. Doesn't work out very well for her. She gets exploded in like episode 3. It's pretty awful. And then throughout the rest of the time, you just have Slaine, who's the character that loves his princess, or at least really likes her a lot. He is trying to find her, but dealing with the politics of some of the other people on Mars. But again, this guy Inaho, he is able to use his tactical skills to fight off a lot of these mobile suits and these Martian mobile suits, which are super freaking awesomely powerful, by just using like simple like physics, you know, using their weight to push them over, or like getting close enough to actually get a good shot and then backing off really quick. Just really awesome stuff. He's not useless at all, so it's definitely worth the watch. What I really liked about this anime, what kept me coming back, was how awesome the Kataphracts were just to begin with. Every count, which is sort of a political figurehead of Mars, once they come over and basically decimate the world, like New Orleans, bye, out of here, all fried, just fried the people, just disgusting, it was gross. And they come down and put these like awesome like landing castles where they're going to take over. And when they release their actual Kataphracts, they have these powers that you're just like, wow, move over, Gundam. This like, you have one who has a force field around him, so anything he touches basically just takes it all out. You have one that is has electromagnetic field, so it basically can like pull things up like Magneto and like let them go. And oh yeah, I threw a comic book reference in there for you. My favorite one though was the female count, who had these robotic, like armored, just like rocket powered arms. So she just basically stands there and there's like chink chink, and they like come out and they're just like flying around and like punching things, and you're just like, wow, that's a pretty cool thing for a Gundam to do. I wish I had seen that in everything that I ever watched ever. But again, she gets defeated because Inaho ultimately is much smarter. He pays attention to math class. So ultimately, you're gonna have to just watch this because there's so much story to this, there's so much drama, there's a lot of this loyalty and betrayal, like a nice little, you know, a balance that goes on there. And you're gonna be surprised at what actually happens, who's a good guy, who's a bad guy. A couple of times people have to do mouth to mouth to each other because it just gets really crazy. I know they can never find a good reason for like Japanese characters in anime to like kiss for real, so they gotta like throw it in there somewhere. But it's a really, really good drama. It really reminds me of but it's a really, really good drama. It really reminds me of Pilot's Love Song a lot. And you know how much I love Pilot's Love Song. Check out that review if you haven't already. So please watch it if you haven't. I know I got a couple people too and they really loved it. I'm telling you though, that last episode really, really is gonna hurt you. And you're gonna have to wait until January, just like the rest of us, to watch what happens next. But I guarantee you it's gonna be a really good roller coaster ride. Beautiful animation. The opening's by Calafina. I mean, come on, anything that Calafina is a part of, we're gonna say is a pretty good thing. So check that out, tell me what you think. Comment down below, you know, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, just tell us what you think. I mean, who's your favorite character? If you think that Inaho is just a great character, and if you have like a hatred for those like useless dark-haired characters like I do, give this a thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys later on my next review. Thanks for watching.